Percy still wasn't sorry for what he did, so Sir Topham Hatt called the engines together. Alright, you're all deputized police. I deputize you all as police officers. Get Percy and bring him to jail. Get Percy and bring him to jail. And we can lock him up until his trial comes. Breathe, Percy. What do you want? You're under arrest. You're under arrest for the attempted murder of James. What? Come on, let's take him in. Wait, you can't do this to me. I have my rights. The rest of the engines had to stay and investigate the crime scene. Well, first, James had to be taken to the hospital before they could do anything. Sir Topham Hatt. Oh, hello. There you are. I want to bring Percy in to be questioned. Percy. Yes, sir. Why did you beat James like you were trying to destroy him? I didn't beat him, I hit him. You hit him so hard, it could have killed him. Now, why did you do it? He broke my watch. What watch are you talking about? This one. He broke it, so now it won't wind. He tried to throw it to see if it could fly. Well, let me ask you this. Was it premeditated, or was it a crime of passion? It was a crime of passion. I'd like to believe you, but we need some evidence first before we can make a decision. Here's a phone, said Thomas. It's got all the footage on there you need. We recorded it while they were fighting. Let me see. Well, so Topham Hatt watched the footage, and then he made his decision. Well, based on the footage, it looked like to me that while James was talking and going on and on, you had some time to think about whether or not you were going to hit him or not. You had at least 10 seconds to think about your next move. And while he was talking, you were backing up like you were going to hit him. Which means you had time to think it through, whether you were going to do it or not. And as he was talking, you had time to think it over, and you made your decision. So therefore, it was premeditated. So, Percy, it wasn't premeditated. Okay, how about this? I'll have one of the engines come forward with you and make a plea deal. Okay. Alright, Percy, look. This is no joke. Alright? Now we can do a little plea deal. I can do a plea deal with you right now. See that jail right there? That's where you're going to spend. That's where you're going to be for a while. Now listen. You can just take the plea deal now. The plea deal is you go before a court and you have to tell everyone in the court, and you're going to be taped on live television. You have to tell them that you tried to kill James, and it was not a crime of passion. You have to tell them that it was premeditation. You mean I have to confess? Yes. You have to go before a court. The plea dealers, you go before the court and you say, when I tried to kill James, it was premeditation. And then you'll just go to prison for maybe 4 to 6 years, something like that. But if you go to trial and you plead innocent and you're found guilty, you could get lifetime in prison or even capital punishment. What's capital punishment? It's where they put you to death. Death. Yeah, they kill you. Either a lifetime in prison or capital punishment. So, what do you plead? Percy didn't want to go to prison for even a small amount of time. I'm going to go to court. I'll reject the plea deal. I'm going to go to court, and I'm going to go to court, and I'm going to see if I can be found innocent. All right. So it's a Topham Hatt. He wants to go to court. Now you do? You want to go to court for this? Yeah. All right. All right. Until you go to court, you have to be in jail for at least 8 months. 8 months. Yep, 8 months to a year. What? Yep. So 8 months to a year and then your trial. Wait, what's the difference between jail and prison? Well, prison, you have more things to do. You have books in prison. You know, you have to go out and work the prison yard. You have to go out and bust rocks. But jail, you just go in there and sit. Until your trial, you just sit there and do nothing. What? Yep, so come on. There's some stuff in there you can fiddle around with until it's time for bed, which is at 7. 7? So, he'll be in there until his court date. So, the months passed. And it was on December 29th that the trial was held on. All right, you can come out, Percy. I need you to activate the automatic cell opener. All right, come out. All right. So we're going to do this. We're going to go up. All right, the judge is Sir Topham Hatt for this trial. Evil is the persecutor. Edward 2, Edward 1, Thomas, Evil, Sir Handel, and there's another Thomas, and James. Alright. Percy. Alright, Percy, you're over here today. Alright, here is Thomas and Train's, this is Thomas and Train's engine court, with the loyal judge presiding, Sir Topham Hatt. Alright, this is Sodor versus Percy. So, or James versus Percy. And Sodor as well. So, Percy, says Sir Topham Hatt, you're over here today because you are accused of the attempted murder of James the Tank Engine. And you said 8 months ago you pleaded innocent. Well, you know, you can still make that plea deal if you want to. Because if you're found guilty, you could spend the rest of your life in prison or you could face death. So, do you wish to have a plea deal? Do you want to confess now? Nope, I'm not. Okay, let's get started. Thomas was Percy's attorney. Alright, you have what you're going to say down? Alright, so, the opening statement. Who is going to give the attorney? Alright, Thomas, come on up to the stand and give the opening statement. Alright, every engine, I just want to let you know that Percy is a decent guy. Even though he's been mean to us before in the past, I don't believe that he would purposely try to off somebody. I don't believe that Percy is that evil that he would just try to kill somebody just to kill somebody. I believe that it wasn't premeditated. I believe that Percy just acted in a moment of shock and horror. So, I'm not just saying this because I don't want my friend to be put to death. I'm saying it because I think that Percy is honest and true and good natured. Alright. And I step down. Alright. Now the persecution. Hello. Hello, everybody. I just want to say that, yes, I'm diesel. I just want to say I'm not trying to get Percy killed just because I'm evil. That's a lie. He was. But anyway, Percy may seem like a nice guy, but he gets angry very quickly. Over the years, I have witnessed firsthand, I've seen Percy get super mad at James and tell him to shut up and get really mad at him. So, I believe that is reason enough to come to the conclusion that Percy, when pushed to his limits, is nothing but a cold-hearted murder. I rest my case. I come down from the stadium now. Thank you. Okay. Now we will have the jury speak. I'll have a member of the jury come up. I'll have a witness come up. Hello. Hello. Now, I am a very jealous person. I have a good side and a bad side. I've been out to get the original Thomas for years, to destroy him. But what I say is not meant to be evil. It's true honesty. My first piece of evidence that Percy meant to kill James. Well, I'm just stating facts. I'm just stating the exhibits that he tried to kill him. In this book right here. Oh no, not this book. It's in this book right here. The title Percy has written in this notebook 100 Reasons Why I Want to Kill James. Yeah. Yep, it's true. Believe it or not, our beloved Percy wrote this. Our beloved Percy wrote this book up. I object. And why do you object? Because I never wrote that book. I don't want to end anybody's life. I would never do that. Oh, really? Then, how come the first page of this book says, written by Percy, the tank engine? Exhibit B, book number 2. Exhibit B, book number 2. He has another book in which he has ways that he could end the life of James. Yep. See what it says? It says in this book, it says, October 3rd, 2014. Dear Journal, I found another way that I can make James leave this world forever. Number 1, I could go to the filling station and replace the good coal with poisonous coal. Number 2, I could meet James at the end of Brenham Docks and push him off the cliff. Number 3, I could scratch up his red paint, and then when he's not looking, knock him off the tracks and pour mud on him, then leave him there to die and disable all the phones. Step 4, pretend to be angry at something that he does, and then use that as an excuse to kill him. So, and it's in Percy's handwriting. Yes, very well. You may be dismissed. So many more people came up to the stand. It went Percy's attorney, the prosecutor, then Percy came up, and they all debated why Percy should and should not be locked up. Then Percy left the room. Then the engines had to sit around a table. All right, do not come out of this room until you have a verdict. Write down whether or not you think Percy is innocent or guilty. All right. Write it down. So, the engines all wrote down. I'll write it down. All right, everybody, let's see the results. Guilty, 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 innocent. All right, who wrote innocent? I'm not trying to be here all day. I did. I wrote innocent. Percy's my friend. And I don't want him to die. I don't want him to spend life in prison or get put to death. That's not what I want. Thomas, Percy hasn't been a friend to you. He's sometime. He's nice and then he acts mean. You need to let him go. You need to let Percy go. You tried to kill me, Thomas. No. I think Percy is a friend. And I'm not going to change my mind. Now, how about this? You vote Percy guilty. Just like we all know he is. And we'll ask for Topham Hatt if you can have a whole month off while we do all your chores for you. I like Percy. I like Percy, but I want the chores off. All right. Guilty. So, Thomas wrote guilty and went along with them. For Topham Hatt, we have a verdict. All right. Call Percy back in here. What's the verdict? Guilty. All right, bring him back. Percy, we're ready for you. All right. We have reached the verdict. We, the jury of the island of Sodor, hereby find you guilty of attempted murder. We sentence you to prison time and capital punishment. What? Yep. We sentence you to the death penalty, which is death by scrapping. What? Take him away. No. What's the thing? Death by beating and scrapping. No. So, Percy went back to prison. And the worst part about it was, Percy didn't know when. He just had to sit in that cell until they gave him a 30-day notice of his death. They decided on 10 years that he'd be locked up. He was to be executed on December 29th, 2029. No, it's not right. I mean, December 29th, 2030. And they would give him a 30-day notice on November 29th. So, the years went by as he was locked up in that tiny little cell. And then December 2030 arrived after what felt like 2 billion years. Well, one day down, 28 more to go until Percy dies. I feel so guilty. Why would I vote guilty? Why would I vote guilty just to get a month of free time? And now, this is going to be Percy's last Christmas. He won't even live to see the new year. Oh, I've got to make this right. So, instead of making it right, Thomas pleaded with Sir Topham Hatt. But he said no, the decision had already been made. So the weeks went by. And then we get to the 24th of December, Christmas Eve. Find out what happens next.